Alrighty, so today we're gonna be comparing the 1995 Castle Freak to the 2020 Castle Freak. And right off the hop, just from the poster, I'm sure you can tell which one will be better. Alright, as you can tell from that fucking little intro, I'm just gonna be comparing the Castle Freaks today. So I watched them both back to back yesterday. First time seeing either one. I've wanted to watch Castle Freak for a bit, but never got around to it, and figured, hey, now's as good a time as any. So let's start off with Castle Freak from '95. Directed by Stuart Gordon, and it stars Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, and Jonathan Fuller. So Jeffrey Combs is the father, and I believe the wife is Susan, so that would be Barbara Crampton. Basically, Jeffrey Combs was a drunk driver, got into an accident, killed their son, blinded their daughter, and then he gets some news that a dead relative had this kick-ass castle and he now owns it. What they don't tell him is that the previous owner was a psychotic bitch who kept her fucking kid locked up in a basement, beating and whipping and torturing him and shit, left him for dead. And that kid is now a monster that is still trapped in there, but eventually breaks free and causes all types of fucking mayhem. It was wonderfully shot, really well acted. The dialogue felt natural. The gore was amazing. The creature was dope looking, just all around a killer flick. There really wasn't anything I didn't like about it, and I can't really think of anything I would change about it to make it better. It was just an awesome fucking movie. Right in that sweet spot too, at 90 minutes, so it doesn't drag on, and it felt like it just flew by. The ending was satisfying. Yeah, nice and bloody. Just loved it. It was a great ass movie, and kind of pissed I waited so long to watch it. Now, naturally, with it being 95, there was no CGI used in this. All the gore was practical, so greatly appreciated. But again, in 95, what were they gonna do? Load up Bryce and add some fucking red particles and shit on the screen? Nah. So it's kind of a negligible point there. Now, getting on to Castle Freak 2020. Definitely doesn't hold the charm. Well, wait, let's get to it. It's directed by Tate Steinsiek, never heard of him, and it stars Claire Catherine, Kika Magalhaes, and Jake Horowitz. The girl, Rebecca Waitley, Claire Catherine, she was fucking dope in it. She was great. Same thing, blinded from a car accident, but they've changed the story a bit. It's no longer a family moving in, it's a young couple moving into a castle that's she inherited. The accident this time is caused from her and her boyfriend just being drunk and drugged out idiots and driving. So yeah, that right there, it just kind of, I guess they're trying to modernize it and shit, but you just kind of wish both of them fucking died in that accident. They deserved it for doing that shit. But it starts off really good. Like the first 20-30 minutes or so are pretty dope. Following the similar formula, them moving into the old castle, investigating, shit starting not to add up and whatnot, stuff like that. But then it just sort of goes to shit after that. It just turns into your typical Hollywood, oh, let's throw a bunch of young people into an abandoned building with drugs and booze and have them party until they all fucking die and get picked off one by one. It's just a paint by numbers movie at that point. Not very engaging or intriguing or even that attention getting. But it does pick up at the end again. The ending was really fucking cool. They went a totally different route than the original, so that was awesome. They pulled more Lovecraft into the story, talking more about the elders, like the elder gods, not old people. Showing some of the elders. You got some tentacle magic going on. All sorts of crazy ass shit happening at the end. That was phenomenal. Just that middle section sucked. Thankfully though, just like the first one, 99% of the gore was all practical. The creatures practical, no CG bullshit on that. So that was great. They did start using some CG at the end, but again, that was for the tentacles and opening of portals and shit like that, so it was kind of forgivable. And the shit that was going on screen was so cool looking, I didn't even give a shit that there was some CG happening. Now, with that being said, I forgot to mention too, in the original, the wife totally resents Jeffrey Combs' character in it. She blames him for the death of the kid and the blindness of the daughter, which is understandable. He was driving drunk with their kids. Fucking idiot. And he comes out of it unscathed. So she just totally resents him, fucking hates him. And then shit goes on to even add more stress to that relationship. They kind of do the same thing in the remake, except instead of booze being the real crutch for the person, they just have to go and throw in cocaine because, hey, what's edgy right now? Cocaine! Fuck off. It probably still would have been better if they just left him a drunk instead of a cokehead. He didn't act like, as much as these characters are going on about cocaine and how much they love it, none of them really acted like cokeheads or fiends or anything like that, so they just didn't have that same empathetic feeling that you felt for Jeffrey Combs' character in the original when he's battling his alcoholism, because ever since the accident he's vowed not to drink anymore. You can feel the struggle with him. These kids, though, in the new one is just like, whatever, go fucking do your blow and shut the fuck up already type of thing. Or like, here's hoping it's laced with Fenty and you overdose type of shit. Like, just didn't care for that angle of the story whatsoever. And like I said, the whole middle of the movie was just uninspired bullshit, just garbage. Thankfully, the remake is free on the Shudder, so crank out another fake email address, sign up for a trial, and watch that shit. Don't spend any fucking money on it. But if you haven't seen the original, do yourself a favor, watch that one first, and probably don't follow it up directly with the remake. Maybe let a bit of time settle between them. Although doing that still won't make the remake a better movie. Um, like, I didn't hate the entire movie. It's just the middle. If they could have done something completely different there, this movie could have been just as good as the original. But it's like strong beginning, fucking badass ending. Like, I think I prefer the ending of the remake over the ending of the original, but it just lacked the passion and feeling and everything that the original had. So I gotta give it to the OG, and I highly recommend all of you folks watch it. And for us only, if you're watching, I know you hate the old movies, but come on, 1995 ain't that old. Give this flick a chance, bruh. I think you'll love it. And with that, I think that's going to wrap up this video. I've been blabbing for almost 11 minutes now. And yeah, I think I'm done talking. Thanks for watching, folks. Stay sleazy. Peace.